Did you know that by the time most people reach the age of 80, they've already lost nearly half of the muscle mass they had in their youth? This widespread condition, known as sarcopenia, silently robs millions of seniors of their strength and independence. It sends over 300,000 elderly individuals to the hospital each year due to falls linked to muscle weakness. But there's powerful new evidence showing that this decline isn't inevitable. According to the Journal of Physiology, some individuals in their 70s maintain the strength, function, and even appearance of someone decades younger. While many of their peers struggle with daily tasks like standing from a chair or climbing stairs, these individuals, often called super-agers, are still hiking, playing sports, and performing strength tests better than people half their age. They live independently well into their 90s, defying expectations. So what's their secret? Surprisingly, 93% of seniors have no idea which daily habits can actually slow down or even reverse muscle loss. Yet scientists from institutions like the Mayo Clinic and Harvard have uncovered them. What's even more surprising is that many doctors don't share these findings with older patients. In fact, some standard recommendations can contradict what science says actually helps preserve muscle as we age. But when these habits are implemented consistently, they can make a dramatic difference. One of the most common daily mistakes many seniors make actually speeds up muscle loss by activating harmful genes. Correcting that one behavior could be the difference between a life of independence or needing constant assistance. Let's explore the first of these 7 habits, hormetic stress. It may sound complicated, but it simply means exposing the body to small, controlled amounts of stress that trigger protective mechanisms. Research from the Buck Institute for Aging shows that brief exposures to colder heat can stimulate muscle preservation and growth even in people in their 80s. For example, ending your shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or taking a sauna a few times a week can activate proteins that protect and repair muscle tissue. One Finnish study found that seniors who use saunas 4 to 7 times per week had 40% less muscle loss than those who didn't. Another hormetic habit practiced by super-agers is intermittent fasting. By eating all their meals within an 8 to 10 hour window each day, they boost the quality of their muscle tissue and trigger autophagy, a cellular cleanup process that rejuvenates mitochondria. Research from the Salk Institute shows that this habit alone can improve muscle efficiency by up to 10% in just 12 weeks. The third hormetic strategy involves brief, intense muscle contractions. Super-agers often use isometric exercises such as pushing or pulling against a wall with full force for 5 to 10 seconds. These brief efforts send strong signals to the muscle cells, keeping them active and youthful without putting excessive strain on joints. What makes these stressors effective is their short duration followed by recovery. They don't wear the body down. They make it stronger by activating longevity genes that defend muscle mass over time. Moving on to the fourth habit, protein timing. While most seniors know they need more protein as they age, few understand that when you eat, protein is just as important as how much you eat. As we grow older, our bodies develop what's called anabolic resistance, a reduced ability to use protein efficiently for muscle repair and growth. Many seniors make the mistake of eating very little protein throughout the day, saving the bulk of it for dinner. But this pattern shortchanges their muscles all day long. According to research published in the Journal of Nutrition, a small window of opportunity opens in your muscles every 3 to 4 hours after eating, during which protein synthesis peaks. To make the most of this, seniors should aim to eat 25-30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal, not just dinner. That means starting your day with eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie instead of toast or cereal. Then, maintain that momentum through lunch and dinner with lean meats, fish, dairy, or plant-based proteins like lentils and beans. This one change can dramatically improve muscle growth. In a 12-week study from the University of Texas, seniors who evenly distributed their protein intake gained an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing anything else about their routine. When you eat, protein matters just as much as what kind you eat. It's a simple shift that leads to better strength, recovery, and balance with every meal. Habit number 5 is optimizing vitamin D levels, also known as the muscle vitamin. Over 80% of seniors are deficient in vitamin D, which plays a critical role in muscle repair and strength. Research from Harvard University shows that vitamin D activates genes that signal muscle growth. Without it, even your best efforts in diet and exercise may fall short. Yet it's shockingly easy to overlook this deficiency because symptoms like fatigue, slow recovery, or balance issues often creep in quietly. A major study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that seniors with optimal vitamin D levels had 25% greater muscle strength, faster reflexes, and better balance than those with low levels. Ideal vitamin D levels are above 40 nmg/ml, but most seniors fall well below that. Because the skin's ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight drops by 50% between ages 20 and 65, supplementation becomes essential, especially in colder climates or for those who stay indoors. To raise your levels safely, combine 15 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight daily with foods rich in vitamin D, like fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified dairy. However, many seniors need 2,000 to 4,000 IU of vitamin D daily from supplements to reach optimal levels. And don't forget about vitamin K2 found in fermented foods and certain animal products. It helps direct calcium to your bones rather than your arteries. This pairing is crucial for avoiding complications like arterial calcification when supplementing with high doses of vitamin D. Now let's look at habit number 4, managing inflammation daily. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, is a silent but powerful force behind muscle loss in older adults. Even if you're eating well and exercising, high inflammation can block the signals that tell your muscles to grow. According to Tufts University, seniors with the highest inflammation levels lost muscle mass 3 times faster than those with lower levels, regardless of their protein intake or physical activity. Super-agers manage inflammation using a few daily strategies. First, they prioritize consistent, high-quality sleep. Going to bed at the same time every night and sleeping in a completely dark room helps reduce inflammation-triggering cytokines by up to 40%. Second, they nourish their gut with plant diversity and fermented foods. Studies from the University of California show that aging-related changes in gut flora drive inflammation. That's why super-agers consume over 30 different plant foods each week, along with yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut to support healthy digestion. Third, they approach exercise with balance. Regular movement is essential, but excessive high-intensity workouts can actually fuel inflammation. Most super-agers work out at a moderate pace most days, adding brief intense intervals just once or twice per week. And lastly, they eat anti-inflammatory foods daily, especially omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish or supplements, 2 to 3 grams daily, turmeric, green tea, dark berries, and extra virgin olive oil. A blood test called high-sensitivity C-reactive protein (HSCRP) can measure your inflammation levels. While average seniors often measure 3 to 5 mg, super-agers keep theirs below 1.1 mg. These practices don't just slow muscle loss, they support your energy, memory, and mobility for years to come. Small, consistent actions like better sleep, gut care, and the right foods can create huge long-term benefits for your strength and independence. Now for habit number 3, taking specific vitamins and minerals that support muscle health at the cellular level. While protein, carbs, and fats are important, super-agers also focus on micronutrients that act as keys to unlocking the benefits of exercise and diet. Without these nutrients, your body can't use the protein you eat or respond properly to strength training. One of the most essential is magnesium, often called the forgotten electrolyte. More than 70% of seniors don't get enough magnesium, yet it's vital for over 300 muscle-related enzyme reactions. A 2021 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with sufficient magnesium had 30% stronger grip strength and significantly better physical performance. Super-agers choose bioavailable magnesium forms like glycinate or threonate, and they eat magnesium-rich foods, daily leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate. Another critical supplement super-agers rely on is creatine, commonly misunderstood as something only for young athletes. However, studies from McMaster University show that creatine dramatically improves muscle mass, strength, and even cognitive function in older adults. A daily dose of 3 to 5 grams helps muscles generate more energy and retain more water, creating an environment where growth and repair thrive. When combined with strength training, the results are even more powerful. Vitamin B12, especially in its methylated form, methylcobalamin, is also crucial. With age, the stomach produces less acid, making it harder to absorb B12 from food. Common medications like proton pump inhibitors or metformin further deplete it. B12 is essential not just for energy and red blood cell production, but for nerve function. Without it, communication between brain and muscle weakens, leading to slower reactions and more fatigue. Super-agers skip the cheaper cyanocobalamin form found in many multivitamins and go straight for the active version their bodies can use more effectively. Also important are trace minerals like zinc, selenium, and chromium. These act as cofactors for protein synthesis and insulin sensitivity, two functions critical for muscle nourishment and energy usage. A study from Tufts University revealed that seniors with optimal levels of these minerals retained 22% more muscle mass over 5 years than those with deficiencies. Super-agers often undergo micronutrient testing to identify gaps and supplement accordingly, rather than relying on a one-size-fits-all multivitamin. Let's now talk about habit number 2, protecting the neuromuscular connection, the electrical link between your brain and your muscles. Muscle loss isn't just about the tissue itself. What often fades faster is the connection that tells your muscles how and when to move. These neuromuscular junctions, which function like power outlets between nerves and muscles, weaken with age, especially after 60. And without strong signals, no amount of protein or exercise will restore muscle performance. Super-agers have healthier neuromuscular junctions than the average senior, and researchers from the University of Michigan have pinpointed how. First, they regularly engage in activities that challenge both brain and body like Tai Chi, dance, tennis, or ping pong. These coordination-heavy exercises require the nervous system to recruit muscle fibers in precise ways. In a 2020 study, older adults who practiced these types of movements preserved neuromuscular function 31% better than those who did traditional workouts. Second, they use compounds that support nerve health. Alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine help reduce oxidative damage in the nerve-muscle connection. Meanwhile, certain B1 derivatives like benfotiamine and herbs like huperzine boost acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for muscle activation. Some also practice vagus nerve stimulating breathing techniques, such as box breathing, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again. Just 5 minutes a day can boost muscle signal strength by up to 15%. Perhaps most fascinating is the connection between brain activity and muscle performance. A groundbreaking study from Columbia University found that seniors who engaged in mentally challenging activities, such as puzzles, learning new skills, or memory games, had better preserved neuromuscular function. Since your brain and muscles share many neural pathways, training your brain also supports your body. Super-agers maintained their coordination, balance, and muscle control not just through movement, but through keeping their minds sharp. And finally, we arrive at the #1 habit that sets strong 80-year-olds apart from their peers: progressive resistance training. Experts at Tufts University call this the most powerful anti-aging practice ever discovered. But it must be done correctly. Most seniors never realize the truth. Muscles only stay strong when they're regularly challenged. And that doesn't mean walking or using the same light weights every week. True muscle maintenance requires intensity and progression. Super-agers focus on compound movements, squats, rows, pushes, and pulls that engage multiple muscle groups. They work up to weights that challenge them to the point of transient muscle failure, meaning they can't complete another repetition with proper form. This triggers a strong muscle-building signal that lasts for up to 72 hours. They also use progressive overload, increasing weight or difficulty over time, and emphasize slow, controlled, lowering movements to build strength without stressing joints. Even those starting later in life can benefit. In one study, seniors who began a 12-week resistance training program increased their strength by 35% and gained over 3 pounds of muscle along with better blood sugar control, stronger bones, and improved cognitive function. Sadly, the biggest mistake older adults make is believing that resistance training is dangerous or too difficult. In reality, not doing it is far riskier. Without it, the loss of independence becomes a real threat. If you remember one thing from this entire guide, make it this: start progressive resistance training, even just twice a week for 30 minutes. Get help from a certified trainer if needed, and build up gradually. It could be the most important investment you make in your health, mobility, and freedom. Here you have it: 7 powerful, research-backed habits that help some seniors stay as strong at 80 as they were at 40. Choose one habit to begin with today and build from there. Whether it's improving your sleep, timing your protein, or picking up a resistance band, every step you take adds to a stronger future. Now we'd love to hear from you. Are you already doing any of these habits? Which one surprised you the most? Do you know a senior whose strength inspires you? Share your story in the comments. We read everyone.